Hello everybody, and today we are going to create an assembly of our little Pinewood Derby car that we'll be milling out. So here I got just some quick body of a car that I whipped up here just to do this, to make an assembly. Here's a little wheel where the little axle goes in, and then obviously the axle right here. So if we look over on my browser over here, you can see the car, the axle, and the wheel. So you can open up the car, and to place parts in, it's easy. You could just take them and you can drag them into the actual thing, into the file with the car itself. It takes a moment. You can then rotate, you can move these into view. Sometimes I'll kind of get them orientated, right? So that they're at least in the ballpark. You can do that again, like this. So I'll start with the axles first. And there they are, they're in. Now what I need to do is get these axles into holes. So these are 2mm axles going into that 3mm hole. There's a little bit of clearance. We're going to come up onto the top over here and create a joint. This joint, these are the most basic of joints. They're rigid. They don't allow any motion. Well, all I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to it, and you can see where you can select a number of different parts or joint origins along the way. So I'm just going to do one right at the end here, come over to my wheel, select that center there, and notice it goes in. The issue I have is it's offset to one side. So now we can actually take and drag this, and I believe on my measurements I just made it, I should have like 1 inch offset like that. So there it is, that's done. I hit okay. I'm going to do the same for the rear one, or similar. All right, so I'm going to hit the edge here, come over here, that edge, notice it brings it in, same thing, drag out my 1 inch, and there we have it. So now the axles are in place, no real motion on them that I can see, and even if it does rotate, that's fine, it's an axle and a wheel. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in the wheels. So I'm going to bring them and come in from my browser here and start dragging them in. Sometimes it takes a second. Let's give it a moment. Usually once the first one loads in, the rest load in relatively quickly too. These I will kind of place into position, just rough position, doesn't matter. Drag that one in. Drag this one in. And we could rotate this 180 just to make it easier to look at, and drag our fourth one in. Like I said, these are the most basics of constraints or this assembly that we're probably going to be doing in this class. And we have that in. Good. And we're going to follow suit with the same thing we did before. Go to a joint. I will come over here. Now, because this is grayed out, it's easier to go in. I'm going to select that back there. Come around to the axle. Select that. And there we have it. That's one. Now, sometimes you'll have to flip it. I'll see if that's going to happen with one of these. Wait to the back. There. Alright, so everything is pretty much going in order. If I needed to flip it to get it to the other side, I would click that. That's fine. So that's 2 wheels. Joint, same thing. And we could ground the car body too, if you really wanted to, just like we used to do in Inventor. Holding down the shift and the scroll wheel on the mouse makes life a little bit easier. And one more. Make sure getting that back part of the hub so that presses in all the way. Like I said, there is no rhyme or reason as to how long I made these axles. And there you have it. You have an assembled car. Now, because these are rigid joints, we should see very little or no movement at all on them when I click and drag on them. nothing. It's assembled. If we wanted to make the car itself um, grounded, I'd right click on it up here and we should see ground. Let's do this again. I might actually have to go to the body of the car. Let's do that. Body one, right click, and let's see, ground. I don't even see it here. So it looks like everything is the way it is. Normally ground would be over here, and it's not, which I am unsure why. But that's fine, because I have an assembled car, and now you can go on to the next part of the project and creating all your sketches and everything else that you need from that. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial into just rigid joints and bringing cars into an assembly. Have a good day. Bye.